I'm Pappy Jack, and this is Project Pappy Jack. It's a channel about getting things done. Most of it by me, some of it with help, never unsupported. Today's video is about getting dinner done. A 9.5 pound pork shoulder that was on the smoker for 9 hours. 9 hours. Seasoned with coarse ground pepper, salt, and some honey for a glaze. Turned out pretty well. To go along with that, I did a homemade potato salad. Made a little different than what most people do. But it's really good, and it's almost as good as my mom's. Not quite, but I'll keep trying. I recorded everything along the way so that you can follow along, including the mistakes, which were kind of funny to me. But I left them in there. Nobody's perfect. I'm far from it. It was still fun. Oh, and if you like the video, please like, share, subscribe, and feel free to comment to point out the things that you might see that I did wrong that I didn't realize. It's fine. Just don't be mean. All right. Enjoy the video. I got the wise idea to try to seal the hot sauce bottles by putting them on low heat on the grill a couple weeks ago, and I forgot them. I'm going to clean that. Take that out of there. Turn this back off again. This was after a couple of weeks of poor man's brisket, which is basically a big chuck roast that you cook like a brisket. And that would be a fire. Aluminum foil is arguably one of the best inventions ever. And now I'm going to go get me my vacuum and some more foil. Let me show you why. Dust from the pellets. It's a pretty clean burn, but there's still dust when it's done. Got to put it back together. Oh, and get some aluminum foil for that.
good you can see that in that shadow, but there's a lip in here that this just sits on. Lip in there that it sits on so that it drains down onto the end over there, the little trench. And then it drains into that gross bucket right there that I should probably get a new one of. Anyway, keeps it from going on the patio or the pad. Everything's cool. So now I'm going to put the grill back on and I'm going to turn it up to high heat to start to burn it off. Won't hurt anything. Burn off at 500 degrees. All right, now I got to get some of that stuff off that grill. Now that it's turned to ash, I got just the thing. Cut the end off of an onion. The water will loosen up the stuff on the grill. Maybe even add a little taste. See if I can do this without burning myself. Taking stuff off the grill. It's working. My grill is angry at me because it doesn't know what temperature to make it. And it doesn't want to overheat. So it turns off the burner while I'm doing this. I'm going to leave that onion out here. You can see that that's a lot of ash off of there. I don't know if you can see it down at the bottom there. Look how much fell off. The rest of that will turn to ash and fall off the bottom, but the cooking surface is great now. All right, Mr. Grill, I know you're angry. We'll let you heat up again. And as soon as I get notified that it's at the correct temperature, out comes the meat. Just gotta let that temperature get down to 180 before I put that meat on there. That beautiful pork shoulder. Oh, and a significant number of cucumbers came off my plant. Here, look at this. Check this out. Look at the size of these things. They're huge. There's going to be a lot of pickles in our future. Meanwhile, took this pork out about an hour ago, and I have a salt, pepper, coarse pepper, and honey mix that I have been making a beautiful braise. Braising liquid. And I'm going to save what's in this pan after I put it on so that about halfway through I can just spoon it on again out there. Because in about 9 hours it's going to be delicious. Plus I got my handy dandy probe that I'm going to make sure the internal temperature of the meat is correct when I wrap it. It's got to come up to 160 and then I'm going to wrap it. And then it's got to come up to 185, I think. Well, I was wrong. It's actually 250. I was thinking of the brisket temperature. So this is going to be 250, internal temperature 160 for about 4 hours. And then 250 for another 4 hours until the internal temperature reaches 204 because it's pork. You can see this recipe calls for apple cider, but I just used the honey, and the tartness will come from the glaze with the pepper and salt. I think the grill's close to temperature. Take a look here. More of that ash is falling off of there. There we go. Right in the middle. All right. Does that look good? Smells good. All right, now I'm going to take all this beautiful braising liquid and I'm going to put it in a dish so that I can put it on later. This is for later. I'll cover that. Don't know how far along it is. If I don't put the temperature probe in there. I mean, I guess I can because I've been cooking meat for a while, but it sure does make it easier. My grill's saying I can see you. Pick a different part. Nice thick piece. Grill temperature says 229. That's just because I opened the top. Oh, now it's 198. Probe's coming up. Probe's going down. 72, 73 degrees. Okay. Just in case, let's make sure that we don't forget about it, even though this will alert me. Put a timer on there for 4 hours. Get that temperature up to 160. All right, now we wait. I just need a big old pot for tater salad. Can I have some water? Can you rinse that soap off of there? I know, that's okay. Get this up to a simmering boil. Front burner, medium high. Medium simmer, high. Some potatoes. Clean up my big bowl so that I can put my potatoes in it. Some people don't cut their potatoes, they just boil them whole, but that takes too long and that makes different parts of the potato cook faster than others and makes your potato salad inconsistent. Also, you'll see that I'm using Idaho potatoes, russets, because they have a different consistency than yellow or red potatoes. I guess you could call this one of the Northeast ways to do it. Northeast. It seems to make a not exactly creamy potato salad, but I think it's more savory. And although I'll eat skin on, it's not my favorite thing. So I don't. Some people peel potatoes, they go like this. They pull it, which seems to take a while. But if you do this, you can just flick them right off, which I'll gather for compost. And then you can go back and get any spots you missed real quick, like this. See? I don't know if you can see it. I'll do it in this bowl so you can see. But it's real quick. See? Just like that. That's a good amount of potatoes, 14 potatoes. Stuff for my compost. All cut up. Okay, into water they go. See if I can do this without burning myself. Some cage-free eggs, hard-boiled. Yes, the water's hot. When that comes up to a simmer, again, I'll give the eggs about 4 minutes after that. You know what? There's a lot of eggs. There's a lot of potatoes there. Lucky 7. I knew I saved that onion for a reason after I cut the end of it off from the grill, so that I can mince it and put in with the potato salad. My wife said that I did not make the minces big enough last time, so I'm going to fix that. Make them slightly bigger. Got this composting barrel a couple years ago. Whew, that's ripe. It's supposed to be. I'll throw that away because that'll stink. Anyway, turn my barrel. Whew, that one's worse than the other one. Ugh. Ugh. Good plant food, though. Good plant food. Might as well see how my crops are doing. There. Way back in there. Here's one that got a little stymied from the growing between the metal of my trellis here. There's one that's kind of hanging out, growing sideways. There's another one hanging over there. There's some more babies up there. Thought there was another one here hanging out with my Marigolds. Must have got that one. The strawberry plants are taking it tough. Trying to figure out whether that's root rot or not. This parsley plant is also taking a little rough. But this one is doing well. I haven't seen any grubs. I dig around the dirt that might be eating the roots. But these guys, hate them. Japanese beetles. They love basil, I guess. Oh, my zucchinis. Harvested one over here the other day. This is the next one to come off. It's trying to grow up against the side. The pollinators are helping. I lost that pumpkin plant. It started dying about the same time as that parsley did. These pumpkin plants seem to be doing pretty well. These are squash plants. One of them there you can see died off. I trimmed all the fruit off of it to make room for more. This one's blossoming again, that's good. Hopefully the other one will come back too. String chilies. My pepper plants, which are yellow. And I don't know whether that's because of all the rain we've had or not. Oh, that jalapeno's toast. That's too bad. Something got it. Green's coming back on these. But these jalapenos aren't doing too well. The bell peppers are a little more healthy. I put some cinnamon on the roots, on the ground, for the roots because it's supposed to kill fungus or prevent it from growing. There's some Idaho in there, there's some mini reds. And aside from some of the leaves that are down below, oh, more of these things. These Japanese beetles drive me nuts. I know you can't win. This isn't good prevention, but it makes me feel better. There's another one. I see you. I see you too. Hope you have a headache. Eating my plants. And the grass is so tall because it's raining every day. Hopefully it'll dry out here by this afternoon. I'll give it a shot, try to mow my grass. And these are my mystery bell peppers. They came up in my garden soil from last year, and I didn't know what they were until they got big enough. And I'm pretty sure they're bells by that shape. I'm going to say they're bell peppers. These are also mystery peppers, but I think these are red chilies by the leaf shape. And then I've got some starter plants growing along the fence. Mostly tomato plants that have regained their color since I put cinnamon in here. That's good. These are some more of the pepper plants, which I think are red chilies. Baby chives, arugula. I did have peas in here, but they died off. I really hope it dries up today. Check my pellet supply. Oop, better get some more in there. Best container for pellets is dog food container. That ought to take me through the end of the day. Potatoes haven't come to a boil yet. They're close. Starch is coming out of them. Have to keep an eye on that so I can pull the eggs on time. Might as well get a bowl with some ice ready. There's the boil I was looking for. So now I'm going to set a timer for 2 minutes, and then I'm going to pull the eggs out. Fogged up my glasses. I can't see. That's hot. The best inventions ever. These kitchen faucets that are a dual sprayer faucet. It's like a pot filler over a stove, which I don't have. So now the potatoes will stop the cooking process with the ice cubes and ice water. Why is there a big splash of water on the floor? Let me just take care of that so I don't fall down. That would be funny. Pratfall in the middle of potato salad? No? My producer says no. Would not be funny. I don't think I'm old enough to break a hip yet. My pride would be broken. All right, here we go. What? No. All right, here's all my taters that I drained. They were in ice. So there's a little bit of moisture in there. So you got to be careful how much more you add. And I'm going to get picky about any more rotten things that I see. Not rotten, but discolored potatoes. I don't want those in there. And in messing with your potatoes, you don't want to stir them as much as you want to fold them, because if you stir them, you smash them. I'll save these discolored potatoes for later, for the compost pile. Oh, I almost forgot my onions. Cut to my producer's liking. Yes? Did you approve of the size?
Yes.
Okay.
Small, but not minuscule.
Okay. So, they're like, that's the biggest one. They're not that big. I don't know. I think if the kids get a hold of one of those, they'll probably go, bleh. Anyway. And you don't think this is too much?
No.
For this bowl?
No.
Okay. Well, I'm going to do this in parts. So, half the onions on top to start.
And then you can decide by the mix.
And this is roughly quarter teaspoon granulated garlic. And I don't think I'm going to use the granulated onion because there's already onion in it. About 1/8 of a teaspoon of dill. 1/8 of a teaspoon of table salt, because there's already salt in the mayonnaise I'm going to use. Another 1/8 of a teaspoon of pepper. And about 1/8 of a teaspoon of paprika. And then the mayonnaise. About 1/2 cup. And a curious fly. I promise he's not in the food. That's about a cup. And then, let's see how clean I can open these eggs. So there's the air spot on the end. Now what am I doing? Doing it over my potato salad. The last thing you want in your potato salad is pieces of egg. I'm sorry. Well, that was stupid. If it's just I wasn't paying attention, I'm being dumbass. Yeah, these aren't peeling well at all. Maybe I get lucky and just get one good egg. Sorry, it reminds me of Humpty Dumpty. And in the storybooks, why would they put a bandage on an egg? No answer?
Well, eventually he's gonna leak.
The yolk's on him.
Very clever.
Okay, I got one decent one that I could cut sideways. Some eggs for the top for decoration for later. And now we're going to fold some of these in. Yeah, I think that was just the right amount of mayonnaise and everything, so it's not soupy. Okay. Now for the pretty bowl.
That looks really good.
Now I'm going
So
to
you're
put
gonna put paprika on it?
a little
Can I
bit.
taste it?
Oh, you want to taste it?
Yeah.
Well, then take some out. Is there any potato left in there?
No.
Here, pick the piece you want.
Got a lot of onion in that bite.
You said you wanted onion. I don't know. I think the kids are going to go, ew.
You can pick it out.
Can you see the onion?
No.
I don't think they'll be able to either.
Crab babies. Yum.
This paprika is not supposed to make it hot. It's just supposed to have some zip. Okay. It's almost a shame I got to put a lid on it. I don't know. I don't think I mean, it'll mush it down a little bit. Let's see. No, that's all right.
Alrighty.
I just don't want any air to pick up taste from other things inside of the refrigerator. Okay. Now I got to clean up my mess, and it will be sufficiently chilled. All right, time to pull it. Internal temperature has been achieved. We're gonna wrap it now. Oh, that looks good. Pull this up so I don't burn myself. Oh, look at that. That's only halfway through. Look at it. Oh. All right, we're gonna go take it inside and wrap it. Hi, Izzy. All right, we're gonna wrap this thing. Baby Izzy says, she's helping. All right. All right. Here we go. Pork has been wrapped. Back in the same spot it was. Now the temperature internally, let me double check. Now it's got to come up to 204. So we're going to set that probe 205, and the timer, which shouldn't take this long, actually. Sometimes that sticks. The app is weird. And by weird, I just mean it's beholden to the operating system of the phone, so I don't blame the app. So start. So now we're looking for 205 in 4 hours, and we're maintaining 250. All right, it smells delicious.
Oh, and by the way, my wife said I wasn't allowed to make any more videos until I shaved. She said I looked like an unkept old man. She didn't hurt my feelings because I don't have any. It's all good. At least I'm a little cleaner than I was. I did look kind of haggard. So, not to say that I don't still, but I feel better. Thanks again.